I've been watching the King's interactions with the people that he stops and talks to, and you're right. I mean, it's hard to tell from over here, but he does seem to spend quite a bit of time having what seems like an authentic conversation with people, seems to be really engaging with the public really well. On the other side of that, what you're not seeing is that there is, I would say, a pretty small contingent, but there are some people yelling out, "Not our king." There is a small protest contingent here as well. But, you know, as you see the King and the Prime Minister and Ottawa's mayor kind of walk through, they seem to be sort of doing the rounds, shaking hands, which if you look around and see the security on rooftops beyond this everywhere, and given the fact that, you know, Prime Minister Mark Carney is behind us, right? The King is here. It is kind of incredible that people are allowed to even get that close, but obviously you can see just a tremendous amount of security around the King as he makes his way through, and people, you know, who lined up here really early, obviously getting that chance to get up close and personal with the King.
And it's so interesting to look at these pictures. You know, I think about I think we all still have like a COVID hangover of the way people interacted in the course of the pandemic, and not getting too close and not touching each other. And there's still something kind of so refreshing and at the same time so jarring about seeing so many people crowded in together. And I get the impression he likes this. I mean, we can't ever know, but he certainly gives the impression he likes it.
It does seem that way, and I got to say, there's people that have brought flowers, right? Along this route, you can see people that have brought flowers, and I mean, his security detail will not allow him to take them, but you can see, I think you can get a glimpse of that just behind me here, just how social he's being, how much he's getting around. Well, you take a look at that shot for a moment.
Indeed. Oh, someone's...
And so you can see there the Prime Minister and his wife walking into place. This behind me here is where, by the way, everything's going to be happening, from the ball hockey, which the King will do the ball drop for, all the cultural presentations. The theme here, of course, diversity and identity. And here at Lansdowne, I mean, this is a cultural hub for this neighborhood. Like I said, first kind of community stop on the way from the airport before all the other stuff and the politics plays a bigger role.
Do you know, Omar, how it is that people were chosen from the market, for example, to be the ones meeting him there today? Like, who are some of the people he's likely to interact with?
Well, we know there have been, you know, beyond this, there's a sort of open area, which is a farmer's market. We don't know if he's going to go there, but there are some select vendors that are inside. Maple syrup is one of them. I was speaking with them. They couldn't tell me how they were chosen to be here, so I don't know what kind of vetting process that went through. But we do know that, like, King Charles is has been very vocal and a proponent for agriculture, organic agriculture in particular. Started his own Dutchy brand of I believe it was a stout. So this has been like something that he's been very engaged with in the past.
Right.
And so a lot of local farmers here from within 100 kilometers of Ottawa that are showcasing their goods for the King today.
He's a wise man. He stopped very carefully at the food. I think that's a good place to be.
Big order from me.
They did tell me that they weren't to offer him anything because he wouldn't be accepting anything for, you know, maybe obvious reasons.
Although Omar, we anticipate that one of the vendors he's going to meet is a Syrian refugee who has a specialty in falafel, and the apparently, as the story goes, he was very interested in having one of his falafels. So, I mean, aren't we all? So we will we'll keep an eye on that.
Definitely, from what I was, and maybe this was because the maple syrup vendor was also selling cider. They said there would be no tasting at that particular place.
Fair. Carolyn, what do you make of that scene? Omar's going to go get some folks to talk to, but what do you make of that scene as you watch?
I think this is extraordinary. We're seeing people coming together from a wide variety of backgrounds. We see Canadian flags in that audience, but there's been British flags, Brazilian flags. There are vendors from sharing cuisines from all regions of the world, and it brings back the aura of Queen Elizabeth II's speech in 1973 at the Royal York Hotel in Toronto, where she celebrated Canada as a multicultural country, where different cultures come together and live in harmony with one another, and we're certainly seeing that here at Lansdowne Park.
And part of that as well is the protests. You know, the people shouting, "Not our king." There's a couple signs that have said "taxation without representation." We know from the polling data that there isn't enormous adoration for the royal family here, particularly King Charles. We're expecting some more data, I think, later today or tomorrow, with a sense of whether there's been an uptick in support since the 51st state comments. But what is your sense of his relationship with Canadians and vice versa right now?
Well, certainly there have been protesters at some of his other visits. 2009, for instance, when King Charles, the future King Charles, met with the Black Watch Regiment that he inherited the role of Colonel-in-Chief from the Queen Mother, his grandmother. There were some protesters there as well. Overall, Canadians don't often spend a lot of time thinking about the monarchy or the royal family unless there's a big event like this, where we're seeing the king and queen there in a Canadian context.
Mm-hmm. There's that beautiful maple leaf brooch. You get a better look at it here. It is a big piece of jewelry. It is a striking piece of jewelry.
Yes.
And I feel very lucky to say I've actually held it when we were at Windsor Castle, and they brought it out for us. And one of the astonishing things about that moment, because the Queen had given permission for us to see it, is that the box it is kept in, is this original, frayed, well-handled, barely hanging on little blue box. And when they open it up and you see that brooch, it is like blinding, the diamonds in that brooch.
Well, that's extraordinary.
Yeah,
You're able to get behind the scenes.
It's amazing.
Oh, we're at the maple syrup.
I think he should just put a little bottle in his pocket of maple syrup. Oh, see, look, she's got something, a little candy in her hand. There you go. I think he might be bartering for a price there. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Aha. Hockey.
We now invite the team captains and His Majesty to the center of the rink for the ceremonial puck drop. Nous invitons les capitaines des équipes et Sa Majesté au centre pour la mise au jeu protocolaire.
I think this is beautifully rambunctious, frankly, for a Monday afternoon. All right, is it a puck or is it a ball?
The big moment.
It's a puck. Okay, well done. He can't have the maple syrup, but he's taking the puck.
Merci, thank you, Your Majesty.
If you're wondering who is there, some of the people joining him there, former Ottawa Senators, defenseman Chris Phillips, and the teams you've got there. You've got the Association de Hockey Féminin Vallée de Gatineau, and you have the African Hockey Association are there as well. And then you have a hockey player standing right there, Prime Minister Mark Carney, who played hockey for Oxford. You've certainly seen all those hockey references in the Elbows Up campaign commercials. Dollars to donuts. What's going to happen to that hockey puck is that it is going to end up in Windsor Castle, because when the Queen dropped the hockey puck in Vancouver back in 2002, it was signed by Wayne Gretzky and Howie Meeker, and it has been officially archived. And it's at Windsor Castle, and if you ask nicely enough, they will bring it out and show it to you. So that is possibly where that is going as well.
Hang on.
Make sure we're ready. Got it. We're ready to go.
So as we watch the King interact here, we're just going to slide over and have a quick chat with Omar again, who I think you have a guest.
Yeah, you mentioned rambunctious. Well, I'm with some rambunctious royal fans over here who have been here for a while trying to catch a glimpse of the King. They're taking their eyes off the King to chat with us for a little bit. Jesselyn's holding a sign. Jesselyn, what brings you out here today?
Well, I'm so excited to see the King Charles and Queen Camilla and Prime Minister Carney. I only got a glimpse of them, but I'm still so happy to be here.
At your young age, why is it so important for you to be here?
Well, I want to be able to have this special opportunity when I'm young, just in case when I'm old that I don't get to do this, and how exciting and thrilling it is to be here.
And I understand, Heather Joy, that you're their mom. You're also a teacher. What made you want to take, because they're not in school right now.
Right, yes. Thank you, Ms. Blackburn, for the afternoon off. It's such a historic opportunity to be here and to have the opportunity to welcome King Charles and Queen Camilla. My grandfather was a member of Parliament. He represented the Fraser Valley in BC through the decades, through the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. And he got to meet Queen Elizabeth II several times. And so this is our next generation, and we are grateful for the connections that we have to the monarchy.
I mean, this is symbolic, right? This is largely symbolic, but clearly important enough for you to take the day off school and bring them here and have them witness it. What do you hope your kids take away from this?
Oh, I hope that they sense the unity that it brings, our country and certainly our city. Living in the nation's capital is such a unique opportunity. We've got the Parliament buildings right here. Under construction at the moment, but we'll get them there, and just the continuity that the monarchy brings to our constitutional system. I mean, Canada's a very independent country. We do great, but our tradition and heritage comes from the monarchy, and we're grateful.
Is there something important to you about this particular moment as well, the moment that this symbolism comes during?
Yeah, it does speak, I think, to the sovereignty that we are, and the opportunity that we have to see that King Charles and Queen Camilla have prioritized coming to Canada, and the opportunity for him to do the throne speech. It's something I haven't seen in my lifetime, and I'm so thankful he's here to do it.
Hey, listen, I don't want to leave you guys without talking to Declan, because Declan, can I see your sign, buddy? It says, Crown meets Capital, hello Ottawa, catch our cheer. So what's your cheer? Can we hear it?
Hip hip hooray!